Okay, well, I guess it's going to be 2 videos. So what I want you to do is see if you can do these 3 problems at the top for me, please, while I still have my voice. And then turn me back on when you're done. Well, okay. So, we have equals 0, so we're okay with that. Need products, so I'm going to factor this up. So I'd have x plus 5 equals 0, or x minus 5 equals 0. So I'm going to subtract 5, add 5. So you could write it plus or minus 5. Next one, need to factor it up. So I think the factors of 3 are 3, 1, 6 is 6, 1, 3, 2. And I do believe it's 3, 2, and 3, 1. So I have 3x and 1x. I want 3 with the 3. So you FOIL outer and inner. So the 2 goes here. Both signs are the same as the middle, plus and plus. So we'd have 3x plus 2 equals 0. Or x plus 3 equals 0. So 3x equals negative 2, or x equals negative 2/3. X equals negative 3. How are we doing, kids? Is this easy peasy chocolate Snicker bars? I don't know. So here we go. Factor this up. Now, I'm going to tell you third quarter that the highest power when it's in polynomial form is the number of answers. You may not know how to find all the answers, but it is the number of answers. So there should be 4 answers, 2 answers. This one has 2 answers also. So it'd be x squared minus 4, x squared minus 1. So I'm factoring x plus 2, x minus 2. And then we have x plus 1, x minus 1. Difference of squares. So x plus 2 equals 0, so x equals negative 2. X minus 2 equals 0, so x equals 2. X plus 1 equals 0, so x equals negative 1. And x minus 1 equals 0, so x equals 1. Now we could go plus or minus 2 and plus or minus 1. Now, what if it's not equal to 0 at the start? Our first question we have to ask ourselves. So, oops, I knocked into the thing. Sorry about that. So we have to get everything to one side. So I'm going to subtract 100. So it'd be x squared minus 100 equals 0. Now you say, Mr. Murphy, what about square roots? Well, we haven't talked about that yet. So if you know about square roots, you're okay. If not, don't worry about it. We'll do that. Monday. Oh, my goodness. Square roots on Monday? How exciting is life? Of course, Michigan barely won today. That's good. Yoo-hoo. So x plus 10 equals 0. X equals negative 10. X minus 10 equals 0. X equals 10. So this one, I'm going to subtract 7x and subtract 8. I like to keep the coefficient of x squared positive. So you could subtract x squared, but then it would be a negative coefficient. So I think it's easier. Subtract 7x and subtract 8 to both sides. 7x minus 7x is 0. 8 minus 8 is 0, so that side becomes 0. Then you say, well, do I have a product one? No, silly dilly. We just subtracted. We have a polynomial. You need to factor it. So it's x minus 8. X plus 1. So I'd have x minus 8 equals 0, or x plus 1 equals 0. So x equals 8 or x equals -1. So I want you to try this one. Freeze the video, do it, and then turn me back on. Okay, so I'm going to subtract x, but you got to be careful. You always write a polynomial highest power to lowest, and you can't get lower than don't have a variable. So it'd be x squared minus x minus 12 equals 0. So we factored x minus 4, x plus 3. Wow, my voice is really going, isn't it? So x minus 4 equals 0, or x plus 3 equals 0. So x equals 4, or x equals -3. Now I put 3 very tricky problems down here. These are tricky. Now remember, the first question is, do you have something equal to 0? No. So we need to FOIL this out so I can bring the plus 3 over to form a polynomial. So I'm going to FOIL this. X and x is x squared. 2x minus 2x is 0. 2 times -2 is -4. Now I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So I can get something equal to 0. Now that I have something equal to 0, I can worry about the product. So I'm going to factor this up. So look at all this work. Mercy. Oh. So I would have x plus 1 equals 0. So x equals -1. X minus 1 equals 0. So x equals 1. Or you could write it plus or minus 1. Now, here's 2 difficult problems. I want you to freeze the video, do them, and then turn me back on now. Do them. These are tricky. I'm telling you that right now. So try it and then turn me back on. Okay, once we know about square roots, you could actually solve this that way. But we don't know square roots, so I'm going to write this twice to make it nice. Then I'm going to FOIL it out. That'd be x squared plus 8x plus 16. Now I got to get to 0, so I'm going to subtract 9. So x squared plus 8x plus 7 equals 0. Now I can factor this. X plus 7, x plus 1. Did you get this right? Oh boy. So x plus 7 equals 0. So x equals -7. X plus 1 equals 0. So x equals -1. This one, FOILed out. It's x squared. 4x and 5x is 9x plus 20. So I'm going to subtract 12. I'd have x squared plus 9x. 20 minus 12 is 8. Equals 0. Got to have something equal to 0. So I'm going to factor this. X plus 8. X plus 1. So it'd be x plus 8 equals 0. X equals -8. X plus 1 equals 0. X equals -1. Now, wasn't this exciting hearing my voice over the weekend? Oh boy, oh boy. And if you got one of these 2 right, I'm impressed with you. Keep up the good work. Say your prayers. And I was going to say something else. I don't know what it is. Have a good day.